talking about rule number 10 of the 16 rules for understanding energy. And number 10 says people who spend, this is the rule about energy vampires and negative people, negativity, people who, drain your energy. Hey, sometimes it's us. Okay, just saying. But this is one of the most important of the 16 rules for understanding energy. So let's break it down. People who spend a lot of time below the line do not necessarily want to live above the line. If they thrive on dark or upset energy, it's necessary for them to stay there to get their energy. Now, as a reminder, we were talking about, the above the line, below the line, and here we have it on the screen that in the below the line is the darker, is with the darker chaos, negativity, there's this line here above which things start to shift in the higher vibrations of light, where this is where everything we want in life is above here, right? Everything we want, joy, health, happiness, relationship, prosperity, good, all of it, fun, it's above the line. Good, clean fun I'm talking about. Okay, but we're talking about numbers. So we need to understand where we lose our energy, and where we lose our energy and are no longer connected to our source is when we fall below the line. And we can fall below the line at any moment of any day. Okay, so do you know that type of a person that maybe it's a relative, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a coworker or whatever, and they always have problems? If it's not this problem, it's that problem. If it's not that problem, it's another problem. If they don't have a personal problem, they'll talk about their friends' problems. If there's not enough friend problem, they'll talk about the traffic, the weather, the whatever, something to be unhappy about. Okay, so you do, maybe it's lending them money, maybe it's whatever it is. Okay, whatever it is, it's over and over again, you notice that they're unhappy. So you try to help them. And because you really believe that what they want is to be helped. Well, most people, that would be true. But the people that are constantly upset, that are chronically upset, that are chronic malcontent, that are energy manipulators, energy drainers. The word I'm trying not to say is energy vampire, okay? Because some of y'all might, get offended. People who are chronic energy suckers, vampires, drainers, manipulators, they don't want any part of this. Because you have to be too responsible for making your energy to be up here. Whereas down here, all you have to do is get people upset. All you have to do is share drama. All you have to do is make sure there's enough upset around. All you have to do is make sure there's some devious thing to talk about. All you have to do is make sure that there's something unpleasant to talk about. And then there's lots of energy to feed off. Because an energy sucker, energy user, manipulator, they're freaking lazy. They don't want to make their own energy. I'm sorry if this sounds condescending. I'm just the only way that we can possibly help an energy vampire, and sometimes it might be us at that moment, is to not let them take your energy, okay? And so the way that they take your energy is to get you upset or to talk about things that are upsetting. I mean, think about it. Haven't you been at a party or a meeting or a group thing, and everybody was, light and cheery and everything, and then somebody started bitching, nattering, or complaining, and all of a sudden, you almost could literally feel the energy coming out of your body, okay? Now, an energy vampire is not normally so conscious that they know that they're doing this intentionally. They just know that they're getting what they want, which is energy. they probably wouldn't use those words, okay? But this may be your loved one, may even be you. And once you recognize this, so many of us have tried to help someone out of hell. For example, tried to talk an addict out of being an addict. How did that work? Okay. I don't know a lot about the 12-step programs, but I know one of the things is you got to sort of have tough love and let that person, whatever, hit the bottom. Why? Because until that energy sucker, drainer, vampire learns that they can't get their energy from you anymore, or the rest of your family's decided, no, we understand what's happening now, so we're not letting them come for us. We're not going to get upset. We're not going to talk religion, or we're not going to talk politics, because that's when this always happens, or we're not going to talk about that time that, I didn't pay you back your $50. We're not going to talk about that. That conversation's off the table. Until you get to that point, and stop letting that person who's using your energy, stop letting them hook onto you. You can't help them. The only way that we can help an energy drainer is to not let them take our energy. And then if enough people in their lives do that, eventually they have to think, well, they're all up having fun, being together, and doing some volunteer work, and laughing and having fun, and I'm down here miserable. And up there, their lives are working, they have a relationship. The only way that we can help an energy, a chronic energy vampire or drainer, is to not let them get our energy. And that's so tough. And I know a lot of you are going to have questions about that, because I've taught this model for, over 30 years. I've been teaching this, and I won't go into it right now, how I came up with the model, but since I've taught it for all these years, I know it works. When I follow it, my life works. When I don't follow it, things don't go so well. So I know a lot of you might have questions, because in teaching thousands of students over the past 3.5 decades, we've had questions like, well, what about if it's your mother-in-law? What about if it's your husband? What about if it's, it doesn't mean you have to go run out and divorce everybody. No, it does not. Sometimes it might mean that we do need to take a break from a relationship, though, or have a timeout period. Okay, so there's lots of things like that. Now, in the chat box in YouTube, if you want to put comments, I'll do my best, to respond to comments. If there are, keep it light, keep it above the line. We're not gonna, when you can ask difficult questions, this is not the forum for any below the line energy sucking going on. So if it's something, you don't like this model and all that, that's perfectly great, fine. Go somewhere else, and this is not the channel for you. I'll just say it that way. But we're going to break it down. We're going to have discussions. At some point, I'm going to have some other people on that have been teaching this model and using the model, and interviewing other people. But I would love to hear your questions, comments, or concerns. So for right now, the message out of this rule is that if you have an energy drainer in your life, what you want to do is to break up any pattern, is to observe what's always there when this happens. And it might be, wow, geez, it's always Friday afternoon. It's always when the sun's shining. I just got my paycheck, blah, blah. And you start to notice the pattern, because then you can start to break it down and realize when you're about to lose your energy. For example, if it's when your mother-in-law calls and you just love her and everything, but you know that if you spend 20 minutes with her, you're going to start losing your energy, then you should start wrapping it up around 17 minutes and say, you know what, I've got to go, because she surely doesn't want to have that effect on you to take your energy. So if you know that that's what it is, be responsible for us living above the line and leading the masses who are all crazy right now all over the place, trying to figure out what went wrong in this whole pandemic world and before and after. We can do our job to lead people to the light, to have people stop taking our energies, for us stop letting people, places, things, and circumstances drain our energy. Okay, and we can stop having a negative effect on other people, because if we see that they're starting to lose their energy or get agitated around us, we need to stop it. Stop it. And course correct. Lighten up. Okay, everybody, keep it light.